All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Devil platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. We got a good message tonight. And again, the title is Make It Make Sense in Spirit and in Truth. Make it make sense in spirit and in truth. I've been seeing a lot of situation where they have trafficking uh, the daughters of Zion. And as I see this, it reminds me of what was taking place back in Genesis chapter 6. And when I say that, I mean in spirit and truth, the whole truth of the matter, something was taking place with the men multiplying and daughters were being born unto them. Okay. What I'm seeing today is a form of that, uh, but it's a form of how the fathers were pretty much selling their daughters. This is what you see a lot of trafficking the daughters of Zion. One young lady, she was kidnapped for sex trafficking. She was used up, and then after the brother finished taking her from different states, he decided to cut her up into many parts and do away with her. They caught him, but that's just not just him. There's a lot of our brothers and some sisters are sex trafficking and trafficking the daughters of Zion. And you don't hear no one preaching, teaching, or speaking on it. So, what Sister Deborah has embraced was there's no help out here. And it's not just for the daughters of Zion, this is for the tribe of Judah men. When it's time, and the time is now, where they're going to look for the help of the Most High Yah, and it's not going to be there for them. It's not coming to help them. Because the Most High Yah is saying that there is many things taking place where the tribe of Judah is partaking in a lot of things that has to do with doing away with the daughters of Zion, sex trafficking and trafficking the daughters of Zion. To me, it matches really well with the Genesis chapter 6. And the reason why many people don't understand Genesis chapter 6 is because they did like they did with Genesis. In the book of Genesis, they bypass Genesis 1, chapter 1, and Genesis chapter 2. When the Father said, just like Genesis chapter 6, they have bypassed Genesis chapter 6, verse 1 and verse 2. Those are the power punch of the reason why he ended the world. Something was going on that triggered this action that was taking place that caused the son of Yah to partaker in such horrible, wicked situation. Now, before it gets to the sons of Yah, he wanted us to really understand what took place in Genesis 1 and 2 that caused the sons of Yah to take on what Genesis 1 and 2 was doing. Genesis chapter 6, 1 and verse 1 and 2. He said they bypassed it and they went on down and made it what they want it to be. But we're repeating it again here in this DAY. There is a lot of sex trafficking the daughters of Zion. I mean, from little girls all the way up. And see, this sort of stuff is not something that's just now taking place. This has been for quite a while, but no one is speaking on it. No one is preaching on it. No one is saying anything. And the majority of women has bowed down so low in life that they can't say anything because they don't have anything to say, because they have stooped so low. And I can understand why they decided to go as low as they are going and living their lives, is because the way they conducting themselves is so low. They just don't have no energy to tell what's actually taking place with the women nor and the daughters of Zion. So I will say this trafficking thing, uh, they are doing it among the daughters of Zion, and their own tribe, Judah, is connected to it. Yes, Judah is playing a real big role in the trafficking and the sex trafficking among the daughters of Zion. Because where they have the daughters of Zion, it is a hate that's lined up in their hearts that's real powerful, to where they could care less if it ain't that they don't care less. It's just there's nothing there. There's no compassionate. There's no empathy. There's no grace and no mercy in these hearts of these men. And this is what the Father explained to us about the word hate and the enemy in your household. You see, because if it's in your household, it's bound to be out of your household as well. And that's another thing a lot of people don't really take to, is the fact that, wait a minute, these things is not only going on in our household, and this is what the Father said, that's in our household, it's in our community, it's in our neighborhood, it's in places that we go, and whether it's to the gym, it's among all situations that you turn to. This same situation rests right there in, and it's like you really can't escape it. And it's kind of, to me, it's kind of okay for you not to escape it, because I believe that we are in the day that needs to be recognized what is actually taking place. And right now, I don't think the mindset of people are really focusing on the fact that things are actually taking place. I think right now it's just me, and mine's. I won't, and I have. And I think that's what people are pretty much content with. But I like what the Father is doing and what He is prepared to do. That's going to shake the whole world, and I like that. I like that, and the reason why is because I'm a living prophet, not a dead one. I'm sitting here beholding individual acting as if nothing is actually taking place in this day and time, and all is well and all is okay, and there's nothing really taking place. We got this, we got this, we got this, we can do this, we can do this. And I think people have gotten so relaxed in where they're at, to the point where, and that's another reason why you don't hear nobody talking, is because people relax in their own way in what they have accepted in life to be, and they just content with that lifestyle. So I do know the trafficking, the daughters of Zion is being trafficked by the tribe of Judah, and that's why the Father has also this day that's going to do a lot of destroying, not just the Babylon, but Judah as well. He don't know it, but he'll find out, just like the days of Noah. He'll find out, because telling him, preaching it, teaching it, trying to warn, trying to get him aware, or trying to get her aware, it just ain't, it's not gonna work out. It's nothing on this earth that's being preached, taught, ministered, revealed. It's nothing in the instructions and direction book that would open the eyes of the people. That's it, y'all. That's how over it is. No one is caring about nothing in this day and time. And it's okay. It's okay. It's just going to take place when they think that their world is, hey, all well. And that's when it's going to really show up and show out. And it's not going to be no turning back. It's not going to be no deliverance. It's not going to be any healing. It's not going to be any saving. It's not going to be anything out there but what they are going to receive through this tribulation, this judgment, and this wrath of the Father in the earth today. So I like to start off with something that we were speaking about yesterday, and I want to start off with on the Mount Zion. I want you to all understand that Mount Zion, in the place which is the spiritual promised land, that He is going to take the spiritual Israel and Judah to. It is a place, and it is the church that's going. Okay, it is a place like no other. You're going to have other Gentiles coming up to worship. You all must understand this place is not going to be like the promised land, excuse me, floating with milk and honey. No, this place is way beyond that. It's way beyond that. Let's go to Psalms 24 and verse 3 through 7. But Mount Zion is not going to be a place where you have ever, or your ancestors has ever gone, because when they came out of Pharaoh's Egypt, they went on a journey to the wilderness. You see, but this here journey is not a journey going to the wilderness. It's going to the Mount Zion, and it is a holy place that's going to be already prepared for when you enter. Everything is going to be there for you. And it's no way that He's going to bring you out of this environment and then allow you to go back into the same environment. So I want you all to not have that mindset that Mount Zion is just like any other place. Oh, well, maybe it's like the land of milk and honey. It's beyond the land, the promised land that He promised Abraham, that Josh took the children of Israel to. It's beyond that. So Mount Zion is not a place where people are going to be coming up to worship. Okay. And when they leave, let me tell you something. These people are going to not fight anymore. They're not going to draw swords. I'm just showing you how Mount Zion is going to be a place of total deliverance. Okay. So know that if He's bringing Israel and Judah to this location, you must understand it's not going to be a place where people are going to be able to cut up from the floor. It's not going to be that type of place. You're gonna even be able to feel His presence, and David and the multitude of the army that He's going to, all of men that He's going to also place in the mountains of Mount Zion. Okay, the spiritual promised land. So I want you to go to Psalms 24 and verse 3 through 7. A lot of people, they want to speak, oh, we're going to the promised land. We're going to the promised land. I think they need to shut up until they understand what the promised land really is. Because I think for us to keep on hooping and hollering that He's coming for us, He's taking us here, I think we need to get a feel of really where we're going. Maybe we can get a little righteous or get a little upright in us in the way we are teaching and preaching to these people, to know that this is the place that He's taking us to. So when I get to Psalms 24 and verse 3 and 7, in Psalms 24 verse 3 and 7, it reads, "Who shall ascend into the hills of Yah? Or who shall stand in His holy place?" I'm telling you all, Mount Zion is not going to be a place like where you see Israel is at now. You see, it's not going to be a place where anyone has ever entered in. That's just how He's going to restore this area, and He's going to cause everything to be right, from the water, from the mountains to trees, to the fruit trees, to everything. He's going to restore with his right hand, and he's going to restore it to the point of holy. Now look at Psalms 24 and verse 3. Who shall ascend in the hills of Yah? Who? Or who shall stand in his what? Holy place. So while we're down here in this land of our oppressive in the world, okay, we are not of the world, but we living down here. We got to have a mindset when we are teaching and preaching and talking to these people, explaining to them that this place that Yah has prepared is holy. It is a holy place. It ain't gonna be no nonsense. Strangers gonna even want to come to worship Yah. Why would they come if he ain't gonna be there? Come on now, y'all. This is a holy place we are going to. We need to we need to be giving him glory now for what he has prepared for us later. Not be here bragging, putting ourselves on pedestals as if we entitled to the promised land. We're not, you guys. So you must understand that when we even get over there, everything about us is going to be changed. He's going to clean up, fill, and everything. He's going to renew us in every way possible, from flesh to spirit. We should be teaching people how to praise him and glorify him for a place that he has prepared for us, that is going to be holy, y'all. What's wrong with us? Because we love this world so much in which we are in. We figure we got a house, or we got a place to stay. We got cars, we got TV, we got food to eat. This is the best of the best. No. Those that are of the body of Hamashiach, those that are the true church, they should be feeling this thing. They should be feeling the fact that, wait a minute, this sister telling me this place is going to be like this here. It's going to be holy. Yes. Why do you think Magog and them going to be wanting to have a war to come up, to come after us? Why? It's because it's going to be off the chain, you guys. It's going to be just a place. You think the promised land floating with milk and honey was something? It ain't got nothing on the promised land in the spirit. Oh no. Okay. So as you can read here in Psalms 24 and verse 3, it says, who shall ascend into the hills of Yah, or who shall stand in his holy place? He that has clean hands and a pure heart, who has not lifted up his spirit unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. Verse 5, he shall receive the blessing from Yah, the righteousness from Yah of his salvation. Verse 6, this is the generation of them that seek him, and seek thy face, O Jacob. See, I'm telling y'all, this the one he's talking about. These people, I'm telling you, you might think that it's all about Hebrew Israelite and we the true Jews. No, baby, he just told you. These people are going, let's go back to this. Verse 4, Psalms 24 and verse 4. He that has clean hands and a pure heart, who have not lifted up his spirit into vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. And there's a lot of that is going on. And what else? Verse 5, he shall receive the blessing from Yah, and righteousness from the Yah of his salvation. Verse 6, this is the generation of them that seek him, that seek his face. Oh, Jacob. Oh, Jacob. You see? So we can't sit here and think that in the state of mind that we are in with all this chaos going on, that he's just going to say, okay, come on, since you Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or since you the 12 tribes. That's not how it's going to go, y'all. And I know they've told you, but you know what? It's not what it is. I know they can pull up a scripture here and one here and make it make sense to their understanding. But you got to understand that there's two understanding. Okay? You got to make it make sense in spirit and in truth. Now, like up here on one side, okay, on my left side, let me see if I'm saying it right. Yeah. On my right side, as I'm turned toward you, well, I don't know which one. The red is the spiritual wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I don't know if you can see it. You guys can see it. The red is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The Father say when you get it, all you're getting, you must get understanding. Why? Because Yah, his spirit is all understanding. Y'all didn't know that, did you? That's why he said, I will be your teacher, because I will teach you all things. He is understanding. That's why he said, in all you're getting, get understanding. Okay? So the understanding rests within him. Okay? But now you have wisdom and you have knowledge. Guess what? Wisdom and knowledge in red is spiritual, you guys. Wisdom and knowledge in red is spiritual. The wisdom and knowledge and understanding in black is for the flesh. There go the twos. And this is what has gotten the whole world hooked on so many different beliefs, so many different denominations, so many different interpretations, so many different way of teaching and preaching and speaking. And this is why, because they think everything rests in the natural. You see, they believe that everything that I'm going to understand, everything I'm going to get wisdom and understanding, I'm going to get knowledge is what I can get. No, spiritual wisdom and knowledge and understanding is from the spiritual realm. When you can pull up and get wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from the natural realm, it is not like unto the spiritual knowledge and wisdom in the spirit realm. And this is what is all the chaos all over the world with different denomination, different beliefs. It's because they got their own set. And most of them falls under the wisdom and knowledge that's in the flesh, because they have not received the wisdom and knowledge in the spirit. And tonight, we're going to let wisdom have words to say. And I'm talking about the wisdom in the spirit. You're going to hear wisdom speak to you like it's a whole entity. And I'm not speaking of the wisdom in the natural. I'm speaking of the wisdom in the spirit. We're going to hear from them. Okay? So let's go here. I want you to keep in mind the two. The black one is the flesh wisdom. The red is the spirit, from the way I'm turned. The red is the spiritual wisdom. So let's go there. Let's go to, oh no, I did not. Oh no, I did not. Oh no, I did not. I'm going to have to go in here and get my sheet so I can go over this here. I'll be right back, you guys. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. In Proverbs chapter 8, and we're going to go to verse 20 through 36. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 20 through 36. Now, this is kind of sad, but I want you all to keep in mind that if you don't understand what he means when he said all you're getting, get understanding. Understanding is that he speaketh of is not the understanding in the natural. It is the understanding in the spirit, which is in the red. Okay. Now, a lot of you all have heard about wisdom speaking. Okay. You've heard about it. You even heard people say when wisdom is a her, because it speaks of it as a her. Okay. And I don't think it means like a her as far as female. You get what I'm saying? But I believe that because everybody have understood in the natural and have not sat still and know that he is the most high Yah and wait for the Ruach to come and abide in them, they just took off with wisdom and knowledge they had and the understanding they had in the flesh. And they've been doing well. Matter of fact, they've been doing good. So they feel no need to come back and teach you all. The truth of the whole matter is that the wisdom and knowledge and the understanding is in the flesh is only for the flesh. It can't really help you. It can't help you at all, you guys. But the wisdom and knowledge and understanding in the spirit will take y'all a long ways in this life, this living. I'm telling you, it really will. Now let's go to what was it? Proverbs chapter 8. Proverbs chapter 8. And let's start with verse 20. And we're going to hear what wisdom has to say. You know, and as I was reading it, I was like, hold up, what you going? I had to, because it was talking as if it was another entity. And I'm like, wait a minute now. So let's go to Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 20. Just hear wisdom. And this is where you, with Sister Deborah, I've taught this many a time. You must be able to understand it outside of the flesh. You see, you have to understand the wisdom and knowledge and understanding that's in the spirit. We know that understanding is the ruach of the Most High Yah. That's why he said, in all you're getting, get understanding, because he's going to be in you, and he's going to give you all understanding. That's what the ruach is coming to do. And with this ruach, he wants you to know that there's a wisdom part of me, there's a knowledge part of me, but the one that will knock it all out the ballpark is understanding. So in all you're getting, get understanding. Okay? He didn't say get wisdom and get knowledge. He said get understanding, because the understanding is the Most High Yah. Now watch this here. Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 20. Watch what it says. Watch this here. In verse 20. Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 20. I led in the way of righteousness, in the midst of the paths of judgment. 21. That I may cause those that love me to inherit substance, and I will fill their treasures. Verse 22. Yah possesses me in the beginning of his way. Before his works of old. Now listen to what wisdom talking about in verse 22. We in Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 22. Yah possesses me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. Verse 23. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. 24. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there was no fountains abounding with water. 25. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth. 26, while as ye he had made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. And what wisdom is doing is showing out. Wisdom just showing out, just letting you know I was present before anything he created. I don't blame it. And this is what this is talking about. Let's go back. Verse 25. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth. While 26, while as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. And you know he was present. Now watch this here. She was present. 28. When he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep. Verse 29. When he gave to the sea his decree that the water should not pass, should not pass his commandments, when he appointed the fountains of the earth, then I was by him as one brought up with him, and I was daily his delight. Rejoice always before him. Now, let me continue. Verse 31. Rejoice in the inhabited part of his earth, and my delight were with the sons of men. 32. Now therefore hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. Verse 33. Hear instructions and be wise, and refuse it not. Verse 34. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gate, waiting at the post of my doors. Verse 35. For whosoever findeth me, findeth life. Ooh-wee! Ooh-wee! Now, wisdom picking up life and letting you know, when you find me, you find life. Now, we know who life is, don't we? We know who life is, but wisdom letting you know, I'm going to pull up right beside him. I'm with him. Okay? Now, listen to what it says in 35. For whosoever findeth me, find life, and shall obtain favor of Yah. 36. But he that sinneth against me ruineth his own spirit. All they that hate me love death. You see, this is what I'm saying. All those that hate me love death. Why? Because this is what they like. They like the wisdom and knowledge in the flesh. You see, they are born of the flesh. You see, that's the wisdom and knowledge. But this wisdom and knowledge here, Proverbs chapter 8, y'all better get with it. He's telling you, she's telling you, he calls her, that I was always present with him. You see, going back to what I was trying to tell y'all, there's a wisdom in the spirit. There's a wisdom, a knowledge in the spirit, and there's understanding in the spirit. And this is why the world in the condition that it is because we don't understand that the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in the flesh shall not be the wisdom and knowledge and understanding in the spirit. So when you used to hear for the last 2 years, they want to teach you their wisdom, their knowledge, and their understanding, that's what the people do on these devil platforms. They give you the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding in the flesh, and you without this wisdom that wisdom is talking about in Proverbs 8. And I like what she's saying, because she's just nailing it. Yeah, I'm right here beside the Most High Yah. I'm the Yah himself. I'm in him. You know what I'm saying? I like that, because when I'm putting red down there, y'all, that's spiritual. That's that wisdom on top in red. That's who's speaking right here. Letting you know. Separating you from the natural wisdom. See, a lot of y'all think because you see pastors in the church, those are natural wisdom. These people on YouTube and these Hebrew Israelites, they teaching you from the natural standpoint. They're not teaching you spirit and truth. They're not teaching you that. They're teaching you from the natural wisdom, the natural knowledge, and the natural understanding, to where when you start to hear something different, you begin to say, wait a minute, that don't even sound like, that's not what they taught 7 months ago or a year ago. Now they talking it. You know why? Some of them are catching on and realize that there is a difference between the way they once taught versus the teaching that comes to really bring light to that which was dark. Okay, so never think that the wisdom and knowledge someone has and the understanding, oh, that's it. Oh, that's it. No, 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 no. They got to pull up with the wisdom and knowledge and the understanding of the Ruach, like the wisdom was speaking in here. So let's go to Daniel. In the book of Daniel, chapter 12. Let's see what he's going to say. He's going to say something regarding this. Now watch this here. Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 3 and 4. Daniel chapter 12, verse 3 and 4. And it reads at, let me get that at 12. And it reads at verse 3. Now listen to this. This is Daniel chapter 12. And they left. No. And they that be wise shall shine. Listen to this. Daniel chapter 12, verse 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteous as the stars forever and ever. Who is that? Righteous, wise. You see, listen to what it says in verse 3. And they that be wise, that's wisdom, shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. You see that knowledge? Wisdom is in 3. Knowledge is in 4. Speaking that knowledge shall increase. This is the wisdom that's in verse 3. And this is the knowledge that shall increase. Shall be increased in these end days. You see what I'm saying? This is not the natural knowledge, you guys, from the flesh of man. See what the flesh of man now are doing. Like I said yesterday, y'all don't know they're doing it, but it's all over. I don't see how y'all don't know, but they're thinking that over in Egypt, that's where the true Elohim Yah is. And it was more than one Yah. I mean, you should see the stuff that they teaching y'all is off the chain. I mean, you would wonder where would they get this stuff from? It's because they go into their own self-wisdom, their own self-knowledge, and their own self-understanding. Where can they find this here stuff here? In books, ever learning, never coming to the knowledge of spirit and truth. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Ever learning, ever learning, but never, ever coming to the knowledge of spirit and truth. They won't come to it. They won't come to it. Why? Because their heart has gotten so hardened. They can't just settle for having the Ruach to abide in them. They don't want him to abide. They feel that they're smarter than he is, that they can teach themselves. This is why they go this route. Oh, I don't need him. I'm a scholar. I know Greek. I know Hebrew. I know science. I knew that there was an earth before this earth. I knew that there was 4 or 5 y'all. You know, this is what they teaching now, y'all. But they're going what? Based on this end. And on this end, in the end days, he's going to allow more of the spiritual knowledge to be poured out upon his. Because we're going to need it, y'all. Y'all might not think it or might not feel like it, but we're going to need it, y'all. We're going to need that spiritual knowledge. What did it say in Daniel chapter 4? And it talks about, and knowledge shall increase. That's that spiritual knowledge. This ain't this knowledge. This knowledge is not going nowhere but in darkness. That's it. So it can increase all the way to the end of another world, and it ain't going to mean anything. It's dead already. And that's what they don't understand. It's no way that I would just give up he that created all things to go search for other gods, to go search the galaxy and the space, talking about there's all kind of things we need to learn. No, it ain't nothing you need to learn, because if you have he that is the true teacher, he said he'll teach you all things. Why can't we get him? Because these people here, ever learning, never coming to the knowledge of truth, they're not going to settle for him because they think they're smarter than he is, and they know more than he do. You see? But the wisdom and the knowledge in the spirit, they can't even match. This one here can't match this one here. Ain't got nothing on it and never will. Okay? So that's the difference between the two. Okay? There's a wisdom in the spirit, and a knowledge in the spirit, and an understanding, which is the ruach in the spirit. And on the other end, there's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. They come out of many books. They come out of people's personal search for what they say history. Searching, what are you searching for? You know what they're searching for? To make Yah wrong so they can be right. That is exactly what they're searching for, y'all. They want to make him wrong so they can be right. That's why they're searching to find other information that can prove that Yah here on this end is not right. But the end that they have found, this is the righteous end. And that's where the world is at today. And I'm going to tell y'all something else that's kind of scary, is when you see Israel and Palestinians over there warring against each other, you all do not understand that these people are trying to fulfill Revelation prophecies. They're trying to fulfill them. Is it the CERN, CERN, which is supposed to be the portum to the bottomless pit? Did y'all know that? And if you did, it's sad that you knew it. Because the truth be told, that shows you right there. What did I tell you the Father is doing in Revelation? Everything he's doing, he's pulling it out the bottomless pit. When they had that mall talking about aliens in the bottom, in the malls, they're trying to give the world to keep the prophecies, the true prophecies, from even looking like it's coming to pass. You see, they're trying to move ahead. That's what they're doing. And I'm gonna be real with you. They're doing what you would call a good job for the wicked that they are in. They're doing it. They're doing it up, because anytime you can manipulate the majority of the world, you're doing a decent job. But it's also in the power of Yah that the gate be broad, so you can manipulate the whole everything if you want. He already made the gate broad enough for anybody that you want to sign up to come through it. They can pull up. You see, his gate is narrow. So he know what's going in his. Everybody else trying to go into the same gate, thinking because the more that they see go in it, oh, that got to be the right way. Everybody going. You right, go there. Go into the broad gate. You heading there anyway, it don't matter. You see? So when I heard of the CERN, the CERN, they are trying to open up the portal to the bottomless pit. And if they're trying to do this, in my mind, I'm like, okay, now, Father, I'm a prophet. Why ain't the so-called body of Hamashiach teaching this thing and preaching this thing, what the world is trying to do to overthrow you, Father? Why ain't they teaching this and preaching it? Where's the ministers? Where's the bishops? Where's the prophets or the prophetess? Where is everybody? Why ain't nobody saying nothing about the world trying to outbeat the prophecies? Because that's what they're doing. That's what they're trying to do. They ain't gonna do it. I mean, they're gonna do it to the world, but to me, I already know what's going on. Thank the Most High. Yeah. Oh, they're doing it to the world. Because everything that's happening, even to that movie that they said that what's his name? Obama was also partaker in it. Everything that comes out, oh, it's the prophecy, it's the prophecy, it's the prophecy. Especially people who've been on this devil platform. They wrap the prophecies in everything the world put before. People who've been on this devil platform for so long, and they just out and striving to get likes and subscribers. They don't care if they tell you the truth of the whole matter. They don't care if the world is trying to master the prophecies or get ahead of the prophecy so Yah's prophecy won't be fulfilled. That's crazy. But that's the mindset of those who thinking that they're going to mimic the prophecies before the prophecies bring forth. You see? And I just think about what the Father said in Proverbs 16 and verse 4. He said, Deborah, I created for those days wicked and evil and wicked. So I gave them that day. And it still fall to me as something beautiful because it's allowing the broad gate to keep getting broader. Because he said narrow is the way and very few shall find. And that's the way I see it. I see it all with very few going in the narrow gate because they can't find it. They ain't going to find it because their way is the broad. Your way ain't the narrow, it's the broad. So why are you trying to? People say, when I ain't trying to go to the narrow gate. Too many people going to the broad. I'm going where the multitude going. Good. He's already enlarging it so many can go where they already predestined. So what he was explaining to me that them going down to the bottomless pit, and what he said, now you done told many on many videos that everything I'm doing, I'm pulling them up from the bottomless pit. He said, how many videos you done? I said, yeah, I have. He said, when that's you were on it always, but you didn't know that the CERN that they have was not another mimicking to beat my prophecy. See what they're trying to do, they trying to make y'all think. That's why, you know how they start telling you they was closing the banks and they doing this and that, they doing this and that. They can't see how they can actually do it. That's why they haven't been done. How many times have they said they're going to stop this and this ain't going to work? They're going to do it. They're going to do that. But what they're trying to do is imitate the prophecies that has been prophesied so that they can get ahead of the prophecy itself, and we can take on their prophecies based on what they're doing. And this is what a lot of people, I see a lot of people teaching the prophecies. Oh, it's what the prophecies, it's the prophecy. But you know what? I'm sitting here saying to the Father, I say, it's strange that they hung up on aliens, fallen angels, and giants. Why? I had to go before the throne, you all, to get an understanding in that, because it just wouldn't. I said, Father, what is it they talking about? aliens and giants and fallen angels. He said, Deborah, they see all this stuff I'm pulling out of the ocean. They see everything. I'm sending an angel down to the bottomless pit to open up the bottomless pit. He said, how many times you done seen? I said, many a times in Revelation. He said, that's what they're trying to do. They trying to sell the world the fact that the prophecies is coming forth before I bring them forth. And the people are getting confused. And they are. They are. That big old machine they made, that CERN, that whole thing is to throw everybody off. 1 minute you used to hear a lot about it. Now you notice it get quiet. That's how they do. Some things they do, they get you hear all about it, then all of a sudden you get quiet. It's because their whole idea is trying to bring the world, the prophecies, ahead of time and in a way that make Yah a lie. And to make it the first thing and the last thing everybody take a hold of, instead of keeping your focus on the prophecies as Yah has orchestrated it from where? Heavens. They don't want that. The people don't want that. They want the world to show them. We want somebody to show us what the prophecies are and what's going to take place. So he is allowing them to continue. Then you see, I'm going to show you another one. You remember how everybody talk about they messing with the sun? They messing with the weather? All of that. He was telling me, he was saying, Deborah, all that has to do with them trying to beat me at what I'm going to do in my tribulation. That's what they really trying to master, my tribulation. And and I'm like, so they didn't build this to mess with the weather, because in your tribulation, you talk about all kind of weather related issues during tribulation time. He said that's what they're doing. He said even the sun, they messing with the sun because they want everybody to think that they are ahead. It's the way they're saying it's going to go. And I'm sitting over here, got it set up from the floor up according to my will. It's going to stick with my will, and their way is going to be there to only deceive the mass who already deceived. You see, they already deceived. I was reading earlier today, I'm trying to figure out where was it, where it talked about something about until we are until we're not going to get out of the land until the land is destroyed. And I'm like, that's about right. It fits the tribulation time. It fits everything. So that's like I was trying to explain to you all. Don't sit and think that you're there already. Oh, I'm already in the promised land. I don't have to worry about nothing. I just got to wait for him. No, you better be about what you need to be about to be able to hold on to the things that's going to take place and the things that's happening. You better make sure you know who you are in Yah. I suggest any and every one of you all, make sure you make your elect sure. Because I believe, like I said before, he said, you're going to come in cursed and you're going to go out. And I heard, I don't know what verse it was. I read it. I said, but Father, here it is. I tried to tell you all, we are not going out of here without going through, y'all. We're going to go through some things. Remember I told y'all when I turned 58, he said, but Deborah, I gave you the endurance spirit. I said, you did? You gave me the endurance spirit? Yeah. That means I'm going to be living to experience it. What's the purpose of him giving me the endurance spirit if I ain't going to have to be here to endure something? So he gave me the endurance spirit. I'm thinking, so I'm going to have to endure? Yes. So that means I'm going to have to go through the time period, y'all. When he tells me to get in the lane, it's a blessing to know I got a lane to get in. You see? Why do I have a lane? Because I'm gonna go through something, y'all. Sister Deborah's gonna go through something. It ain't like she ain't going through because I am, but I know who got me. He got me. He got me. You see? But yeah, when he told me when I was 58, when he was telling me about the hedge he had around me, and I was telling him, but they gonna be doing this and they gonna be doing this, because he taught me what took place before the foundation of the world. And I said, I ain't gonna be able to make it. He said, I'm gonna give you, I've given you the endurance spirit. And I was so happy, y'all. Then I realized, so that means I'm gonna go through something. Yes. So a lot of us thinking, this is it, y'all. We got it now. We going. We know spirit and truth. We got the ruach. We out of here. Baby, please. Please. That's why Sister Deborah tell y'all all the time, salute the situation that Yah has brought us in. And because, and the way he has orchestrated things to go according to his will. We have to have respect for that, because what we're gonna endure, let me tell you something. It's gonna be something. And like me, myself, I'm battling it in the natural as well as the spirit. So I know that this endurance spirit is going to help me out a great deal. It's going to help me out a great deal. And I can guarantee you that, because I can already see the chaos that is already among me. You see what I'm saying? I can see it. And I just, only part I have is how I'm going to feel when these things I can see come to play. That's the main thing. I know I'm going to be upheld by him because he got a lane for me. But just the idea of seeing it and knowing that it's going to come to pass, that's where I'm still kind of going through. But yet he gave me the spirit of endurance, because he knew that you're going to go through. Okay, so a lot of you all thinking that you got your bags packed, you got your Bible ready, he's coming tomorrow and we getting out of here. No, baby, we going, because what has happened, you all don't understand. Most of us hasn't even salute the church itself. We thinking that, okay, we are entitled to go to this holy hill, Mount Zion. We think, we entitled to that. We Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we going because he said he come to get us. No, baby, he said a small remnant. And I believe that small remnant is going to be what is going to be left of the body of Hamashiach. Because I believe the body of Hamashiach, many are going to lose their lives right here in the land of Babylon. Because it speaks of it in Revelation. They're going to take your life and think that they have done the Most High justice. They're going to come after you because of what he is in you and take your life. So what I'm trying to say to you all, there are some things that we're going to go through that we're trying to make it look like, hey, no, I got what it takes and it's all dandy. No. That's why it's important to get food for the spirit, so you can be able to run this journey. Now, when you get locked up in this here, all of that, I put everything on the back wall. Say, don't worry about it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna be okay. Come on here. We going to space. We're gonna understand they got place for us to go to in space. You need to do this, and you need to do this, and we need to do this. We need to build us a church out in the the woods, and we're gonna be ready, and we're gonna be having this, and we're gonna have no. You better be ready in Yah. That's about it. You better be ready in Yah, because this one here is coming with a whole bunch of this knowledge. Why? Because they know that this knowledge was warned to be increased in the end days. So don't think that they're gonna come out with their knowledge, but the spiritual knowledge, it said it shall be increased in the end days. That's that spiritual knowledge. Okay. So this is what we're about to get into. And this is a very power punch word of Yah. And this is going to help you understand the difference from this book versus the word of Yah. And let's go to Hebrew chapter 11 and verse 3. in Hebrew chapter 11 and verse 3. Hebrew chapter 11 and verse 3. And it reads, through faith, we understand. You see how faith and understand is there? Okay. Through faith, we understand that the worlds, you see, the worlds were framed by the word of Yah. You see right there? You see right there? Now watch this again. Hebrew chapter 11, verse 3. Through faith, we understand that the worlds, all the worlds, were framed by the word of Yah, so that the things which are seen were not made of the things which do appear. You see that? You see where it says the worlds were framed by the word of Yah. Somebody tell me, when can this book frame the world? Since everybody says the word. When can this book frame the world? Somebody pick up this book and tell me how these words in this book frame the world. How was the world framed by this book? Since it is the word of Yah. This book cannot frame the world, y'all. These are words. The Ruach is the word. Here it's telling you the worlds, all the worlds all over the place, y'all. Right there, it's telling you the United States wasn't the only world. Okay? You see what I'm saying? He said that understand that the worlds were framed, meaning created, by the word of Yah. This is why I was trying to explain to you. You have to, in the spirit realm, understand the word of Yah versus the words of Yah. Big difference. You see how you got wisdom, knowledge, and understanding over here in the flesh? See, over here, you got wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in the spirit. Well, that's how the word is. Yah is spirit. You worship him in spirit and in truth. He is the word. The Bible is over here. It is the words. It is the words. You have to be able, through the spirit, not through Sister Deborah teaching, but through the spirit, be able to separate the two, because it brings you power. It brings you power. It brings you power to understand the two. You knows who's who and what's what. And can't know anybody come tell you nothing. You can go right now and you can go, how would I say it, to California to a store. Somebody can walk up to you when you know the two difference between the two words and the word, then you can separate them and still be able to hold a beautiful conversation and teach. But until you're able to separate the word of Yah from the words, you stuck. Because this is what also is going on, and everybody is battling, because everyone said, well, no, the word says this and the word said that. Even Geno Jennings, TD Jakes, all of them said, but if the words, what do the Bible say? 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 Even the same Bible you saying, what do it say? Why do you got a million different interpretation out of one book that's supposed to be saying everything? It's just one book. How is it you getting a million different interpretation? You know why? Because these are words, you guys. These are words. And how you get balance is when the Ruach, the true creator, enter into you as the word to teach you the words. You see? So therefore, when you get to Hebrew chapter 11, verse 3, it says, through faith, we understand that the worlds, see how a lot of people think this is just one world. He already let you know it's more than one world. Were framed, meaning created, by the word of Yah. Not by the words. You see? But by the word. What is the word? Anybody in the live chat? What is the word? How could the word bring forth and frame the worlds? Okay. Verse 3. Through faith, we understand that the worlds, now we got a lot of worlds, were framed by the word of Yah. When people understand what the word is, the word is Yah. Okay? So if the word is Yah, and he used the word in the beginning, okay? In the beginning was the word, and the word was what? With Yah, and the word was Yah, and it was with him in the beginning. Why? Because the word is Yah. And when the word is spoken, it's backed up by the power. That's who framed the worlds. You see? Word spoke it, power framed it. That's why you got it, word framed by the word of Yah. Meaning that the word cannot be the word without the power. And the power cannot be the word without the power, and the word cannot be the word without the power, and the power can't be the power without the word. They're hand in hand. Both of them is the same entity, Yah. That's why if you were to frame something, you created the world. You have to understand it was his power did that. How did his power know to frame the worlds? Because the word. He spoke it, power, bam. It's just like you. You got your phone. Before you pick up your phone, your brain has to function and say, pick up your phone. You ain't going to just sit out of nowhere and not think it first. You see? See, and that's what also created so many different denominations and different religion, because people don't know how to separate the two. They don't know how to separate the words with an S versus the word. They think that the word is Yah. That's why Sister Deborah can't listen to men, because they want to battle you in the book of words. Now, what did it look like me battling you in these words when I got the word? You lost already. You lost already, because I can take you places you ain't never been before. Because you going to the words. I pull up with the word. Now what? We'll tell you what they would do. They will stick to the words. They will stick to the words in the book. But can the power pull up? Show it will. And it'll set them down every time they can. Every time they pull up, they would have to set down. Because the words of this book cannot override the word. Right here, you all need to highlight that. Right here in Hebrew chapter 11 and verse 3. It's showing you right there. How did the word of Yah framed the worlds? Oh, it just spoke? No. It spoke, and the power that it is connected to brought it forth, made it come forth. The power of Yah works with the word. Let me give you another example. You remember when the Son of Man came? It is said that the Son of Man, Yeshua, came not just down with word, but with power. He can't come down with the word without the power. A lot of people wouldn't even thought of that. See, Yeshua came down with the Son of Yah, meaning the strength of Yah and his word. You see, he couldn't come down without the both of those. So when it says in scriptures, he came down not just with word, but with power. Because power of Yah works with his word, and his word works with his power. But because we are in this here understanding, knowledge, and wisdom of the flesh, we can't get nowhere near the spiritual realm. It's called make it make sense in spirit and in truth. Okay, let's rumble now. I'm going to go all the way with you. Okay. Now let's go to, what's the next one? Psalms 33 and 6. In Psalms 33 and 6, Psalms 33 and 6. In Psalms 33 and 6, it reads, Psalms 33 and verse 6. Okay. Is that right? Yes. Listen to what it says. By the word of Yah were the heavens made, and all the hosts of them by the breath of his mouth. You see that? The whole heavens was made by the word of Yah, were heaven made, and all the hosts of them by the breath of his mouth. So he spoke it, and his power brought it forth. But what they are saying here, Deborah, you know that word you're talking about? Before the power can see it through, it first has to be spoken. Psalms 33 and verse 6. By the word of Yah were the heavens made. So, by the word of Yah. So, do you think this book is the word? How did this book make the heavens? Somebody in the live chat, maybe you got the answer, because I don't. This book cannot make nothing. This book cannot create nothing. This book don't have the power. Matter of fact, you got more than a million denomination out of one book, a million interpretation, a million personal opinion, a million different wisdom and knowledge and understanding of one book. So tell me, how did the word of Yah, how did this book make the heavens? How did this book make the heavens? Since we want to say it is the word, how did it make the heavens? It's not saying, listen to what it's saying. Verse 6, by the word, not words with an S. By the word of Yah were heavens made. Everything Yah made was by the word himself. He is the word, and the word is Yah, and the word was with Yah, and it was with him in the beginning. And the reason why I said it was with him in the beginning, so you'll understand that before anything was, the word exists. So how can this book be the word? People don't understand that. It can't be the word. This book is an instruction and a direction book for us to study. But he always wanted us to understand when the rock pull up, Because he will teach you all things. That is the word, not these words. So this is why you got so many pastors beating this book across people's head, instilling in them, oh, this is the word. This is the word. They are making it like it's a hammer to your head. It is words. And the only way you're going to understand these words, you're going to have the word. You cannot understand these words without the word. Why? Because million of different denomination and interpretation and belief and understanding coming from this book. So where is the word in it? If it is the word, why is so many others speaking words of different interpretations? Because we didn't want to sit down, shut our mouth, get up under the ruach and let him teach us. We want to teach and rule, and we want to be like this here. Instead of being on the end where he gives you spiritual knowledge, and you heard how wisdom was cutting up, identifying herself. And wisdom is not a female entity. It's just sometimes things that the Father is saying. It's just saying a feminine or a female, but he don't mean like a male, a female, like a female. Okay, and that's another thing people don't understand, but that's because they don't understand it with this here, with this wisdom, with this knowledge and this understanding. They over here on the dark side, understanding it out of their self-own understanding. Okay, so what did it says? And all of the host of them by the breath of his mouth. Let's go there. When you get to Genesis chapter 1, you're going to feel it. When you get to Genesis chapter 1, you notice Yah said. Why is Yah saying it? He's speaking the word. Let there be. And there was light. Who was next to word and who was the word next to? And who was with the word? His power. He spoke it, and then he says to his power, let. The word spoke, and the power was given the order by the word, let there be light. And it was. Why? Because when he spoke the word, the power backed it up. That's what we're missing. And that's how we miss Christ in the beginning. Because no one had no idea that Christ was the power. And not only was he the power, he was the word. The word and the power is Yah. And that's why we messed up from the floor, because we don't understand that there was a son of man and there was a son of Yah. But both come to work the one mission for the Father. Okay, now this is what's going to happen. Let's go now to 2 Peter chapter 3. 2 Peter chapter 3. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 2 through 6. Listen to this. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 2. That ye may be mindful of words. You see that? You see the S by that? That ye may be mindful of words, okay, which were spoken by the holy prophets. Do y'all get that? Do y'all see that? Do you see how he even explained to you that the prophet did what? They spoke words with an S. You get it? The prophets were holy, but they did what? They spoke what? Words. You see? With an S. You get that? So if the prophet spoke words, it shows you that Yah is the word. He overrides any words. Here he's letting you know that the holy prophet spoke words with an S. And this is what you see in the Bible, y'all. Words that the prophets have spoken. You see? But it don't make it the word. You get what I'm saying? Yah is the word, and we speak words, and he is the word. You get it? We got to learn to stand our tails down and recognize. And that's another reason why a lot of these so-called administrative positions won't stand down, because they want to look high. But they want the word to stand low below them while they stand high with the words. And that's why you got so many different denominations, so many different interpretations, so many different beliefs, so many different religions. It's because everybody's speaking words. Pull up and let him speak. He is the word. Stand down and let him speak. Your words can't outride his word. Learn to set your tails down and hear the word. But they don't want that. They standing on pulpits, teaching, preaching, leading on this devil platform, call themselves having church, and leading these people on a Sabbath day and don't have no spirit and truth. None whatsoever. But call themselves leading the mass, the multitude, into some sort of service. Not giving, and where's Yah? Where's the word? Where is the word? When the word pull up, you recognize it and stand your tails down. How is it you the word? You can't go into teaching nobody nothing until you able to salute and recognize the word, which is the Most High Yah. So here we are in 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 2. That ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets. Now, is he giving the prophets the word? Is he telling you they are speaking the word? No, because you can't over succeed. You can't over, how would I say it? You can't step your boundaries. Everybody in here got a story. This book is full of stories. But until you know the word that pulls up into these stories and bring it out, you still lost with the cause and without it. Because you still ain't got the word. That's the reason why he say the narrow gate where very few shall find. You know why they ain't gonna find it? You know why they ain't gonna find it? Because they don't know what the word is. That's one reason. They don't know what the power of Yah is or who it is and the name of that power. They just out here teaching their wisdom, their knowledge, and their understanding. They don't have the spiritual wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And Yah knows it. That's why the gate is so narrow and they ain't gonna find it. What is it they ain't gonna find? They ain't gonna find none of this. They ain't gonna find the word. Okay, so as you continue, listen to what he says in 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 2. And of the commandments of us, the apostles of Yah, and Savior. Verse 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust. Verse 4. And saying, where is the promise of the coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. That is a known fact. That's why I try to tell y'all, most of these people out here teaching, they trying to hold on to Torah. They trying to hold on to Torah and the ways and the tradition of yesterday. They don't. That's why they can't understand Genesis 1 and 2. That's why they can't understand where the power is and who the power is and what's the name of the power. They can't understand the word is not the words. They can't understand that all these books cannot be the word of Yah. These are stories being told. That's why man was able to go in and smear the stories in all of these books. But what thing they cannot smear, and that is the word. Why? Because he abides in us. They can't come up in there and smear that one. How about that? How about that? Yeah, you can smear these books like you did. You can go up here and go there. You can precept it. You can line it. You can turn it this way. You can turn it that way. But one thing you can't mess with, and that is the word, because it abides in us. And it's a good thing. That's where he suffered it to be. But here in Second Peter, chapter 3 and verse 5, it says, listen to this. 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 5. We on verse 5. Watch this here. For this they willing ignorantly, let's go back. Chapter 3 verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of Yah the heavens were of old, and the earth standeth out of the water and in the water. Verse 6, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water published. Now you go back to 5 where it says, for this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word, the heavens were of old. By the word. Do you think he's talking about this book, the words in this book? Do you really think he's talking about by the words in this book? I'm trying to show y'all where, and I know I might not be saying it like I really felt it as he was teaching it to me earlier today, but let me tell you something. This is eye-opening. This is something that should live with you the rest of your life. Is to understand the word versus the words. And by understanding the word versus the words, it's to allow you to know that you have clamped in with the power. Because the word is backed up by the power, and the power is backed up by the word. They're hand in hand. You see? But you can't say that about this book, y'all. Who in here can tell me if this the word, why it ain't got power? Why can't you teach this book and you end up with power? Why can't the words in here deliver you, huh? Why can't you take this book to the hospital and heal people? Why can't you read out of this book, go to the hospital and heal people? Why can't you take these words out of this book, go to the graveyard and tell people to get up because you got the word? Come on now. You ain't got the word. You ain't had the word. The word is Yah. And the form he comes in is a Ruach HaKodesh. He lives in us now. And he said, I will teach you. When I come to abide in you, I'm going to teach you all things. And that's how Sister Deborah knows that this book is not the word. And that's why I can't stand it when I hear loud mouth like Pastor Dow talking about, what did the book say? What did the book say? See, the book gives them ways out of their sin and their wickedness and their iniquity. That's what they're doing. Oh, I can follow the sin of Solomon. I can follow the sin of David. I can follow the sin of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. I can follow their sin because y'all didn't do nothing to them when they sinned. And that's why they taking this word, y'all. Y'all don't know it. They can teach this, use this book to get you in any type of cult, in any type of religion, in any type. Don't y'all know how? Listen to all these Baptists and these Jehovah's Witnesses and these 7 days event and all these Catholic church. Listen to how all of them grab these Bibles and they make it make sense in their religion. You see? Why? How are they able to do that? Because these are words, baby. These are just words. But when that Ruach comes, he's going to pull up as the word. And I think we need to really understand that this is when we stand down. Say, hold up, Father, yeah. That's what I have to say all the time. When I can get in this book and he start teaching me, I'll be like, hold up, Father, y'all, they don't know nothing about that. Wait a minute, I didn't know nothing about that. You didn't teach me that when I was a little girl. Wait a minute, what you getting at? You see, you know why? Because I know that he is a true teacher. But the only way he wants to teach you is from within. Because he ain't got nothing to do with your nasty flesh. That's what this book is for, your flesh. It's supposed to study. Your flesh is supposed to study to show yourself approved, rightly dividing. See that division? I told you everything's in twos. The word of truth. And what is the word of truth? Is when that Ruach pull up in you and he give you the truth of the matter of this book. Because we can't just get in this book and think, hey, we got it. And I'm not getting on this devil platform talking to y'all without pulling up with my father and he tell me what's what. No, honey, y'all just don't know. I got up at 9:30. I think it's what, almost 9:30. Pulled up my Bible and I was sitting in there all that time saying, what do you want me to go? If I show y'all the different topics he gave me and I end up with this topic, the word, I mean, make it make sense in spirit and truth, but the topic was the word of Yah, because that's where a downfall is at. That's where a lot of people are weak, is in that area where the word pulls up. They don't understand that's what's got to pull up and pull out of you. Because when it pull up, it wants to pull up in spirit and in truth. It don't want to pull up in all these teachers and all these platforms and all these churches and no. It want to pull up with you and him. Let's go. What did it say? In verse 6, it says, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water. What is that? Persia. Now, and this is what you're going to find out. Let's now go to John 1, the Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 1. I didn't want to add this one because y'all know we didn't we didn't wore John out. We didn't wore John out. The Gospel of John, chapter 1. But he told me to add that on in because that's a part of the word. Now, this is what now he's saying something to me while I'm talking to y'all. Okay, I get it. I got it already, Father, like a flash. He said, why is it that there's not an S on here? Anybody in the live chat? The Gospel of John, according to John, chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. In the beginning was the word. Where's the S to it? Where's the S? Do you see that capital word? And the word was with Yah. And the word was Yah. Verse 2. The same was in the beginning with Yah. The word is Yah himself. And when he speaks, that is the word. And he said, if they miss Genesis 1 and 2, they'd have missed the whole book. Because y'all don't realize, not only did they miss the word, they missed the power that was in Genesis 1 and 2. And that's why they were they at today. They missed it. And they still don't know. So here we see that he's making a statement. In the beginning was the word. Where's the S? Where's the words? And the word was with Yah. And the word was Yah. Verse 2. The same was in the beginning with Yah. Now he's trying to let you know, Yah, before anything was created, I was always the word. So how is this book overriding me? How is this book overriding me? Somebody needs to tell him something. How can this paperback book that the Roman Catholic then smear it up and smear it down override the word? When I know that the word is backed up by the power and the power is backed up by the word, they come hand in hand. That's why he was saying, let there be. Yah said, let there be. He was telling his right hand to bring it forth. That which he spoke, his word, and the power of his right hand brought it forth. So, here we go again. Isaiah chapter 1. Isaiah, and this is where you're gonna hear the prophets are getting ready to be pulled up. Watch this here. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 10. In Isaiah chapter 1, verse 10. Hear the word of Yah, ye rulers of Sodom. Give ear unto the law of Yah, for people of Gomorrah. He's speaking of Sodom and Gomorrah. But what is he saying? He's pulling up. He said, hear the word, ye rulers. When he's ready to speak loud and clear to you and I, that is called the word. All of these voices in this book is not the word. This has been thousands of years. I would say not thousands of years since they printed the Bible. But do you think that Peter, James, and all of them had a book? Did you think that they had a book? You think they had a degree? Do you think that they had a book? You think that they had a book full of words? No, they had the word. What do you mean, Deborah? He was in them, y'all. They didn't need no book. See, y'all didn't understand what the word was all these hundreds of years. And that's why people can't get past. You remember when we used to go to the Christian church and how they used to do things, and then when we found out that a lot of things that they were doing wasn't right, then you kind of left the Christians. No, first you went to another church and you went to another one. Everywhere you go, they wasn't doing something right. Okay, and then you finally got out and said, okay, I always knew they wasn't right, and this and this and this and this and this and this and this. All of these churches are giving you words. That's why he wants a relationship with you and him one-on-one, so he can impart his word in you. Why do you think he said, put your trust in no man? You know how he broke that to me? He said, Deborah, if you had $1 million, you can trust any man or woman on the face of the earth to keep your $1 million. But when it come down to the word, you can't trust man with that, because that's who I am. Praise the mighty Yah. That's how he first, and I think I was like 16, 17, he first broke that down to me. Put your trust in no man when it come down to the word of Yah. Now, these words, you can trust them to try to teach it, if that's what you want to do. But when it come down to the word, don't put your trust in no man, because only one can bring that forth is me. That's it. That's it. If he thought that a book can fulfill himself, what would be the purpose for the Ruach to come if the book is the word? What would be the purpose for him to come to abide in us if we had the word written in book? You know why? First and foremost, this book is stories. It has been smeared by the Roman Catholics. So many things have been added and taken out and smeared in a way that we're studying it and understanding it in a way that Yah has not created it to be. So this is the reason why he said, wait a minute, tarry for me. How about that? How about that? Tarry for me. Isn't that what they did the day of Acts? The day of Pentecost? They waited. They praised him. They waited. They waited. They tarried. Until what? The word came down. And when it came down with what? Power. He said, after you receive, you shall have what? Power. See, y'all don't even understand who that word is. See, this is why people right here today is where they at today. You know, they started here, they go here. People who go all over the place trying to get refuge or trying to set in a position to where they are comfortable, those are people going to be running to and fro the rest of their lives. Because they can't sit still for the Ruach itself. Because he said, after the Ruach has come upon you and in you, you shall receive power. Did he not say that? Did he not say that? This is why people ain't got no power. Because they ain't receiving the Ruach. And matter of fact, they don't even know what the power is. But the power came down with the word, and the word came with the power, which is the Most High Yah. So with it all, he's letting you know, okay, y'all got these Bibles? Ain't nothing wrong with them. Study. Y'all, everywhere you go in life, you go to your job, they give you a company book. You go to a college, they give you books. You go to school, you go to a mechanic school, wherever you go, they're going to give you books. Well, this is the book that you are to study. But in the process of studying, he wants you to wait, tarry, that the Ruach will come and teach you all things. But we didn't want to wait for the Ruach. We want somebody that we could see and believe. We want to belong to a congregation. That's why nutballs are all over the place, running to different platforms. They playing that same Christian runaround, trying to get a place where they can plant their feet and say they belong somewhere, or say they in there. And the Father is saying, look at them, ever learning and never coming to the knowledge. Because it's impossible for you to go one place and be enlightened and go to another and they not enlighten your spirit. And if not, you are lost already. Praise the mighty Yah. I love that. So if the Bible is a study guide, it never told you it was the word. You told people that. Now the people don't look for the what? The day of Pentecost. They don't look for that one that came to come now to live in them. They don't care, they need it. Oh, I got the book. I got a pastor. I got somebody on YouTube teaching me. I got somebody. Everybody got somebody. But you don't have the Ruach of the Creator. Because you want me to tell y'all something? That Ruach, it truly comes with power. I was chastised several times in using that power. Ooh-wee! It's real, y'all. So the power comes with the word, and the word comes with the power. This book can't bring you no power. Take this down there to the hospital and quote these scriptures and see if you're gonna heal somebody with it. Go down there to the graveyard, see if the dead can wake up with this book. Come on with it. You ain't gonna go too far. And you probably end up in a mental hospital trying to chase everything around with this book. We got to put the book back into its order. It's a study guide. It's a study guide. It's a book with instructions and directions. And he wanted us to study. Why? Because he said, tarry till the Ruach come. And he'll teach you all things. He'll show you things to come. He will reveal things to you. He will comfort you. All these things that he would do. And we didn't turn around and went on and took off running, going to and fro. Like something we gonna find. And let me tell y'all something. The word of Yah ain't never been lost. So I don't know what you're looking for. The word of Yah ain't never been lost. I don't know what you are looking for. Only one lost is you. He ain't never been lost. And he ain't hard to be found. when you don't have him. He ain't hard to be found. You make it hard because you don't want to sit your butt down long enough to tarry and wait on him. Oh, no, you don't want to do that. You want to belong somewhere. You want to be counted. You want to be recognized. Everybody wants to find a place that they think that's in them need to be fulfilled. Let me tell you something. If your spirit ain't fulfilled by my Father's Ruach, use a fool, and you're going to live a fool and die a fool. Because can't nothing fulfill you outside of that Ruach of the Creator living in you. Ain't nothing on this earth that can fulfill you and override that. Let's go. When you get to Isaiah chapter 1, verse 10, it says, hear the word of Yah, ye rulers of Sodom. Give ear unto the law of Yah, ye people of Gomorrah. Did he tell them to hear this book? Come on now, talk to me. Did he tell them to hear this book? Hear the Bible. This is the Bible. Hear the Bible. No, he told you to hear the word with not an S, because that word carries power. I'm sorry to tell y'all, you missed it. You never had it, because the word carries power and power carries the word. So what you gonna go now, Deborah? Now I'm finna pull up in Jeremiah. Now I'm gonna pull up in Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 11. In Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 11, seems like he got an experience too. Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 11. What does it say? Moreover, the word of Yah came unto me. Wait a minute, hold up. You mean the word got legs? Is Jeremiah talking about this book came to him? Come on now, y'all. Somebody talk up. Listen to what he's saying. Here goes Jeremiah. Similar to what was said in Isaiah. Listen to this. In Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 11. Moreover, the word of Yah came unto me, saying, Jeremiah. Wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up, Jeremiah. Hold up for 1 minute. Hold up. You mean this book didn't come to you? This book didn't come to you, Jeremiah. The prophet's words didn't come to you, Jeremiah. Come on now. Abraham, Isaac, and David didn't come to you, Jeremiah. What did Jeremiah say? The word, not words, came unto me and said, Jeremiah, what seest thou? And I said, I see a rod of an almond tree. How was that word coming to Jeremiah? In the spirit, y'all. That's the way he came. That's why he's seeing the almond tree. See, this is why I try to tell you, Yah is spirit and he is truth. You can't worship him in this book. You got to worship him for who he is. He is the word. You got to worship him in spirit and truth. How are we going to get spirit and truth, Yah? How are we going to worship you in spirit and truth? Why, I'm in them, Deborah. I am the word. That's why no one can tell you, hold the commandments and do this and wear your hair like this. Wait a minute. Hold up. What is the Creator saying? Greater is he that is in me than he that is on the outside of me. So how is the outside of me and those that's on the outside of me trying to tell me how to eat, dress, walk, talk, and serve the great one that's in me? Does that make any sense? How is he going to be so great in me, but I'm just as dumb on the outside? Come on now. Can't be. Impossible. No such thing. Greater is he that in the inside, that rests within, than he that's in the world. What is he telling you? Can't nothing on the outside of you override who he is in the inside. How about that? How you like him now? How about that? So how is it that people take all these different denominations, these different religions, and and they just make it what they want you to follow? I had an issue when I was a young person. I said, wait a minute, hold up. How is it that people are getting beat up with the commandments and the laws? Why is it so powerful for the iron claw of the law and the commandments to be beaten upon the flesh of man? But then I said, wait a minute, hold up. Ain't you the law? Don't you have a law? Aren't you the creator of the commandment? You know what he told me? He said, the problem is, Deborah, they got their law. I got mine. They got their commandment. I am the commandment. See, what is happening? We are disrespecting the creator in every shape, fashion there is. We are disrespecting him, dishonoring him. And we think it's all about us. And we think it's okay. It's not okay that we dishonor and we disrespect him. And we honor the flesh of men and women. You crazy. You crazier than crazy. Now he is the creator of the commandment. The commandment had to have been given to the flesh because it needed something. It's out of order. And then he pulled up to tell me, Deborah, there's two laws. There's a law of the flesh and the law of the spirit. Once I come in you, Deborah, I'm the law of the spirit. The law of the flesh, stand down. No commandment nor law can override he that is greater in me. Because he that is greater in me has a law within himself. See, we've been dealing with the outside for so long that we make the outside Yah himself. And we didn't even give him the chance just to be the best that he could be in us. Because we so full of what's on the outside of man, on the flesh and in the world, that we want to make him the world itself. I ain't live or die. I ain't going that route, y'all. Been with me too long. 4 years old? Nah, way. I ain't going that way. And you know what? Say, for instance, Sister Deborah got in the situation, she ended up going the other way. Guess what? I'm in there. He been with me too long for me to fall back now. You see what I'm saying? So how is it that people want to teach, preach, and control you from the outer man, not having respect for he that's on your inner man that's greater than they mouth on the outside? That's why I don't listen to them. They can't tell me nothing. You can't, don't come telling me nothing. Because you can't tell me nothing. Because I understand and I salute he that is greater in me than he that is in the world. So if he gave Moses the commandment, wouldn't that make he the commandment? Yes. If he gave Moses the commandments for the house of Israel, wouldn't that tell you that if he gave him the commandments, then he would have to be the commandment? You see what I'm saying? So he say, Deborah, the law, they need so much order that I set some laws. That was for their flesh. They weren't following no spiritual law. Because the law of the spirit that's in you, because I'm greater in you, that's a law in itself. And that's not for somebody on the outside of you to tell you to keep the law. You tell them you stand down and keep your law and let me keep the law that's within. Because when we start to degrade him that is in the inside of us, that's greater than he that is in the world, because a lot of y'all won't admit to it. That's on y'all. You ashamed of him, he's going to be ashamed of you. How about that? How about that? How you like me now? But to tell the truth of the matter to these lost people out here that are trying to rule you from these internets and these churches and these camps and all these academies, you wants to be the fool, you be the fool. You live the fool and die the fool. But the truth be told, they had no idea that they're holding on to the law of the flesh. But the law of the spirit is within me. That means I'm not bound to the law of the flesh. How about that? How about that? You see what I'm saying? The law of the flesh is for those of the flesh. But the law within the spirit, which is Yah himself, is for his. So when you get to Jeremiah, you see Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 11. It reads, moreover, the word of Yah came unto me. Wait a minute, Jeremiah. You mean the book? These words? The Bible didn't come to you? The King James 16:11? What about Enoch? What about all them other people, Jeremiah? They didn't come to you? What about the word from Jasper or all the? They didn't come to you? Hey, Jeremiah, you mean all them words didn't come to you? What does he say? He's telling you the spirit of Yah. His word spoken to me. When we start to have respect for the word, then we'll come to a full understanding that this book is not the word, it is words. But the Ruach itself says he will teach you all things. That means he'll get you in the study guide and he'll break this thing down to you to give you spirit and truth. So you won't be out here lost. So you can be able to tell the world something and you'll be able to tell the body of Christ, the church, something. See, that's the whole overall. But you think this here, the world can tell you something if you spiritual? No, they can't. This world over here that's black with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding can't touch this here. Wisdom and knowledge in the spirit. But this wisdom and knowledge in the spirit can override all of this any day, any time, any hour, any second, any minute. At a blink of an eye. Okay? That's the difference. This one, the spiritual wisdom, knowledge, and understanding overpowers the wisdom of knowledge and understanding in the flesh. Okay? Now, let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel, now these are all prophets talking about the word came to us, not the words. See, y'all don't understand who the word is. And it's sad because it's like all these thousands of years, no one never knew the Father and who he was, really what he was consist of and what he stood for and what he really meant. Okay, and it is when you're teaching that you get sad, but you think about the time that Yah has spent with you. He didn't spend it with you for you to feel sad because others can't get it or don't have it. He spent time with you because he wanted you to get it so that throughout your journey that you may instill it in others by just speaking it. You see? So in Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 3, it reads, in Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 3, it reads, the word of Yah came expressly until Ezekiel the priest. Now, wait a minute. Why didn't the book of Enoch, Jasper, why didn't the words of Solomon, the words of the prophets? Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. What's going on here? You see? What came to them? The word. See, we don't have no honor, no respect for the word because we don't know who the word is. But it's the creator of all things, y'all. It's Yah himself. But yet we sit around. We got his name. We got his name. We got to hold the 10 commandments. We got the Sabbath day. We the true children. We the true Jews and use the true food. Because you haven't learned anything about the creator himself and who he is and what he stands for. And why he's worthy to be praised. Why he's worthy to be honored. Why he's worthy to be lifted up and put up on any pedestal in the whole wide world. No, we got to put flesh up there. We got to put some man up there, some woman. Okay. So here in Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 3, it said, the word of Yah came expressly unto Ezekiel, the priest. And that's sad. He coming to the priest, Ezekiel. Now, why is it that the word comes to them, but today we only can take the book to be the word? And the reason why I'm so hard on that is because, like, somebody like Geno's, and Pastor Dow, and even TD Jakes, all of them that teaches out of this book, they give it too much power, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. People give this paperback book too much power and don't even know the type of wicked power that has been in it and smeared many things. But yet they give the paperback book, too much power. He has never told you it comes by you studying. He said it comes by hearing. And even that hearing is spiritual. You have to have the Holy Spirit in you to hear through your spirit ear what the word of Yah is saying. You see? So we didn't kick that to the curve, and we hear everything on the outside of our flesh, and we take it at face value, and we haven't even looked him and said, okay, I see where you're coming from, see where you're going. Now, the last verse, the last chapter is Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 2. This is the last verse. And then I will open up for a few questions if anybody have. Deuteronomy chapter 4. Deuteronomy chapter 4. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 2. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 2. What is going on in Deuteronomy chapter 4? Where are we at? Chapter 4 and verse 2. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you. You see right here? Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you. You know what he's meaning? When I command you, I'm coming to you in word, and I command you. Don't add to what I command you. The word spoke. Don't you add to it. Don't you add to it. Which I command you, neither shall you diminished aught from it, that ye keep the commandments. You see that commandments with the S? Of Yah. For Yah which I, wait a minute, your Yah which I command you. Verse 2. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you. That word is when he command you. When he command you, don't add to that word. Now, the words you can add to 24, but when I command you, don't add to that word. Don't diminish. Ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of Yah, your Yah, which I command you. Do not add to the word. Now, why wasn't he saying words? Why is it words? Why isn't he saying words? Go back up to verse 4. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 1. Now, therefore, hearken, O Israel. See, he's speaking. He's speaking. He's speaking. He's speaking the word. He's speaking. So that's the word he's telling you. Don't add, diminish the word in which I'm speaking. We have to be able to separate the word from the words. Just as we separate wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in the spirit versus wisdom and knowledge and understanding in the flesh. This wisdom and knowledge and understanding in the flesh is for those who ever learning, never coming to the knowledge of spirit and truth. Why? Because they ever learning. There's always more wisdom for them to search. There's always more knowledge for them to search. And they so caught up in their own understanding, they forever learning, never coming up to the knowledge. Coming to the knowledge of spirit and truth. So they just be out there. And right here today, it's a pitiful thing that we are in the midnight hour and people are out here chasing all kind of doctrine, any kind they can find. And a lot of it they're finding and flipping it. They're flipping it and taking it so deep out to where people saying, oh, that's fascinating. Oh, I get that. Why is it that people think that the Father giving them the power to break down the cells that space is controlling in your body and all this? This is the sort of stuff they doing, y'all. If don't get deep in it, because you'll probably be one that will fall into it. You don't want to fall into that trap because you can very easily. Because the way they going out there, even Sister Deborah, I was sitting here listening to him. I was like, but why is it everybody going out here in their new study, in their new understanding? And it's new to me, but to them, they've been searching it, trying to find a way that's different from this here Bible. And they didn't understand. They didn't have to go too far. But what they did is they now lead into their own understanding, following all kind of doctrine. And the sad part to me, all the books that they're studying and they're in is where European people have written, history books that the European has written. They're so tied up in all the books of the Europeans that it is off the chain. And you will wonder, wouldn't you be tired? Like, I'm going to do a video on my TikTok about, you would think that people would be tired of politics, Republican, Democratic, Biden and Trump. None of it ever done anything for them. Brown-skinned people ain't never got anything out of politics. Nothing. Politics ain't never done anything out of it for brown-skinned people. But why do we have to clown? As if we're getting something out of all this chaos. Because I think that we're short. I mean, like real short. And that's just it. We're short. We're gone. Because politics, that's not it. And I'm going to still do it, a video so I can upload it. Because I want to cover the fact that we as brown skinned people need to stay away from that. If we understood what Democratic and the part that Democratic and Republican had to do with us, as far as how they treated us. We know we under the curse, but the idea of how the politics played a great role. And just to hear, when I heard that it was a skinhead in the KKK, one of the leaders, and they was talking, and all they kept saying that Black people is the dumbest people in the world. How dumb can you be? Talking about you a Christian. Do you know what Christian was made up here in the United States? But I know back in the biblical days weren't the same Christians that's in America, y'all. No, it wasn't. And back in the biblical days, it wasn't that many. But a lot of them lost their lives trying to hold on to Paul's teaching. That's for real. But in the United States, their Christian sort of thing, theirs is set up by the Roman Catholics. The Roman Catholics brought in Christian to be a shield for them. That's how the Roman Catholic have gotten away with everything. They have used everybody for a shield, and they hidden behind it. Just as you see on the four corners, when you see these here, Rockefeller and all of them are the builders onto this Roman Catholic Okay, they're all part of them. They all in that same clique, that sick mess. Okay. But the problem I don't understand is we as brown skinned people, why do we always got to get in the center of the election? Why do we have to clown like they gonna really get in there and do something for us? I heard one brother say, what is his name is one of the basketball players said, y'all better leave Trump alone. I better not hear no black person talk about Trump. And I'm like saying, you see how sick he is. You see, this is what I'm saying. This is where this is the part that makes me realize how lost are people gone, and it's no hope for them. It's the truth. It's no hope for them. But it's because it seems like brown skinned people are drowning even more and more. It's enough that they're killing each other off and running around here talking about what the white man doing and what the white man did, but yet you're killing your people off, and none of your people are saying anything. I mean, to me, that's a strong, wicked mental issue amongst the brown skinned people. So I, Sister Deborah said, anybody in the live chat, if you have any question or you have an answer to something we talked about, or we're going to take a few minutes, and if there's not a question nor no one has an answer or a question that they want to put before Sister Deborah, then I guess I would say this is it. Okay, I'll give you a few seconds, a few. Okay, yeah, that's cute. Okay, so I guess it's nothing. But I, Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I will say I will be back. And I hope you got something out of it. I appreciate each and every last one of you all in the live chat. Shalom and shalom.